Hello to everybody and their moms, and welcome back to another episode of Exposed. Today, I have a good episode for y'all. So for today, we are actually checking off, believe it or not, one of my goals from 2021, which was to collaborate with a major business. It is with Inkbox. So shout out to Inkbox for sponsoring today's video. I'm so excited. Saying that, come on, that's a dream come true. If you've never heard of Inkbox before, first of all, you came to the right place. And second of all, Inkbox creates semi-permanent tattoos for people that either, don't want to commit to permanent ink or simply just cannot get permanent ink on their body. In addition, their formula is super unique in the fact that it actually sinks into your skin rather than just sitting on the top layer, which is so cool. Talk about some really nice advanced technology. They also are really big on helping you express you, which is something that I love so much. So I love what they stand for, and obviously I had to test out the product. So all of this to say, if you are interested in watching me test out these tattoos and figuring out if Inkbox is exposed or not, stay to the end for the final verdict. Before we get started, I do want to say that since this is a collaboration, all these items were gifted to me for free. But just because they were free does not mean that Inkbox will be free of my true and honest thoughts. So just setting that straight before we get started. Okay, so a couple of things. First of all, before we even try the tattoos out, okay, I definitely exfoliated my skin beforehand and I put on some moisturizer. I just read that some of the best results come when you actually have very moisturized skin, because again, the product does sink into the skin and not on the top layer. So I really wanted to make sure I was giving Inkbox the complete benefit of the doubt. Also, it recommends that you apply in a cool setting. So let me expose my room for a second. I have the fan on. So I'm making sure that we are in a nice cool environment. Okay, we're not sweating over here. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for, I guess, like initial steps. So Inkbox sent me a little package, a little moment. Okay, let me show you. And this is what it looks like. First of all, we love the fact that this is recyclable. So yeah, you can completely recycle this package, which is great for the environment. So that's already a plus. Inside of here, we have these two little, I guess you call them like little envelope kind of things. So when Inkbox and I kind of solidified our collaboration, they had me pick out 5 tattoos. And so the ones that I chose were ranging in size and also came from y'all's suggestions. So if you're not following me on Instagram, love, you might have missed out on a really cool moment because I really did take y'all suggestions in. So I put on my story just a little question where I said, if you could pick a tattoo for me, what would it look like? And little did y'all know, this was me just preparing for Inkbox and our collaboration. So for this first tattoo, I want to shout out Brianna and also Maddie. Shout out to y'all. So they impacted this first tattoo, which is from well-known poet Rupi Kaur. And so this is what this specific little packaging looks like. On the back, it just kind of has some more information about Inkbox. And so this is written by her. And so it says, you do not just wake up and become the butterfly. Growth is a process. And so for me, that kind of really hit me in my soul. I know that could sound cheesy to some of you, but for me, it's something that I feel like is a really good reminder. What also comes in here are some instructions. So basically how to put the tattoo on. We can follow a video. And then we also get a primer wipe. So all of that comes in this specific container. This next one, I have to shout out Mandy K, Sierra, and Adriana. And basically they all kind of told me to either do a flower, maybe some sort of variation of a flower, and I got inspired. And so I found this one. So it's not necessarily a dandelion or, a purple flower or, does not represent like my nephew or anything like that, but it is a flower, okay? And I feel like it kind of, not necessarily giving you wildlife vibes, but I feel like it's just very pretty, kind of going along with this theme of growth. So shout out to y'all for your suggestion. So next, Nalani, she suggested that I would get something that has fine line work. She said similar to the background of what I had posted on my story, which was actually some abstract faces of people. And so I went and found some abstract faces. For me, there was something really, you know, visually pleasing based off of this image. And I don't know, maybe I'm just, you know, really reading into it, but the way I interpret it was kind of like, you know, rising to, you know, your next level in a sense, you know, because there's two faces on top of each other. So it's like maybe you're leaving your past self behind, which I felt like resonated with me. And so that's why I also liked this one. So then Anessa suggested that I get a finger tat. And so I wanted to find one that actually like maybe kind of had a little bit of a meaning to it. And so I settled on this one. And so for those of you that don't know, I am a Christian. My name actually means follower of Christ, something that I'm very proud of. And I felt like a finger tattoo would be kind of dope. And then lastly, Edna suggested that I get something that, you know, had a significant meaning or represented something important. And so for me, I feel like a lot of these are kind of like mental health related. And so this is a tattoo that says "Be Here Now." And so this one is really important to me because it reminds me of the semicolon. And so, you know, if you can read in between the lines, this one has a very significant meaning to me. Also, in addition, inside of this little package, again, we do have the same paper that we saw earlier. And then we happen to have a bunch of primer wipes. So now I want to tell y'all the game plan. For placement wise, I reached out to my sister. So shout out to Chelsea, Jasmine, and Sydney. And then also to my brother, Reggie. And so I asked him about placement. I was like, where should I put these specific tattoos? And so because I really want to hold off on this tattoo and save it for another time because it has a very special meaning to me, I will be waiting to put this one on my body. But love, we're putting the other 4 tattoos on. So as I mentioned before, the "Be Here Now" tattoo I'm going to be putting right here in the inside of my wrist. We're going to put the cross on our ring finger here. We're going to put this flower on my right forearm. And then this is going to go on either my right or left calf. I think I'm gonna put it on my left calf. This also is going to be a really good review because of the fact that I actually work out every single morning. So y'all will be able to see how this goes with sweat and, you know, just different activities. Inkbox does say that you can completely sweat once you have them on, and you can, you know, take showers obviously and do everything that you would normally do. So we're also going to be putting that to the test. It also says that we should put on loose fitting clothing to help prevent transfer. This is kind of loose, but I'm going to put on like a really big t-shirt when we're done applying. And then I'm wearing some shorts right now. So I mean, that's as loose as it's gonna get, if you get what I'm saying. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. So as this paper says, there is a video that we can watch, and also it tells you how long to keep it on for. So it says that the application time is 1 to 2 minutes. We should leave it on for 60 minutes, so 1 whole hour. The tattoo will darken in 24 to 36 hours, and your tattoo will last at least 1 to 2 weeks. So I just finished watching the video instructions just to get a better understanding of how to accurately apply these tattoos, just to let y'all know what's happening. So basically, the first thing it says to do is to take the primer wipe, and what we're going to do is wipe the area for 30 seconds. Then afterwards, we have to let it sit for 30 seconds. And after that, we're supposed to take this, and I'm gonna have it ready to go, but what we do is we peel it off and then we stick it onto the area. So we're gonna do this one first. Okay, tattoo 1 is on. So to check the time for the first one, it is 9:44, and so now we're gonna just follow the next steps for the rest of these. Okay, so I've got the 3 tattoos on, and I see what they mean about not moving. I feel bad because this one I've been moving my wrist like stupid crazy, so kind of mad at myself for that. I'm gonna put the other one on my calf real fast, trying not to move a lot, and then I'll check back in with y'all. All right, y'all, it has been officially 1 hour. In fact, it's 10:58. I've literally been sitting like this for an hour. But before I talk too much about it, we're gonna go ahead and take these off. So, okay, we're gonna go ahead and get this off. Oh, that looks good. Okay, get into it. Okay, kind of obsessed. Oh my God. Okay, I'm feeling kind of like a tatted icon, okay? I'm mad at myself for screwing this one up, but even still, like, this still looks good. Loving this moment here. This also looks super good. And then the one I have on my calf, I'm not mad about. So next thing I'm gonna do really fast is I'm gonna change my outfit. Okay, and so the instructions said to put on some loose fit clothing. So I have one of my favorite sweatshirts on that fits me loose. And then I had on some sweatpants. And then it also says to make sure that I'm hydrating a lot, you know, just to make sure that my skin is happy. And also to wait at least 8 hours before we decide to shower, moisturize, or sweat. In exactly 8 hours, so basically at 7 a.m. I will be at the track doing my workout for the morning, so that'll be great. And I guess perfect timing. I'm gonna go ahead and head to bed, and I'll see you in the morning. Good morning, everyone. So I just finished my morning workout, sweated a lot, which is great. Just took a shower like I normally do, but I did want to let you all know what we're kind of looking like right now. So this is my arm tattoo. It looks freaking bomb. I mean, you can still read it, it's just I messed up on the now part, but this is what it's looking like. Looking really nice and sharp. And I think this looks amazing as well. So this is day one check-in. Hello. So it has officially been actually 8 days instead of 7. I was supposed to come check in yesterday. So really quickly, I just want to show you all the tattoos now, what they look like. And then I'm gonna put in the screen somewhere, probably like right here, a little picture of the tattoo longevity according to Inkbox. This is what the cross is looking like. You can very faintly see it. It's not as vibrant as it was when we first put it on, or like, you know, day 1, day 2. But I mean, it's still there. It is right on par on actually the last day that it's supposed to be visible. So I mean, it's pretty accurate with that. So if you notice, this part right here is faded, but that's because I messed up in the beginning. I told you all that like 8 times already, but this is what it's looking like. So if we were to base it off of this here for 8 days, it's looking pretty good. Next, we have this one right here. But this one looks pretty good to me. It doesn't look like it's super faded. It's still looking pretty good. Nothing that's super vibrant, but I mean, we can still tell the basic outline of the flowers. Last one that's on like my calf kind of area. It's looking pretty good. The lines are a little bit faded. You know, they're not as crisp and clean as they once were. But I feel kind of the same way about these flowers here. We can still kind of see the basic outline of what it is. So I'm not like super mad about it. But this would not be, okay, a full encompassing review if I did not have a little bit of critiques. I'm not going to lie to y'all. Putting these tattoos on kind of has you in an uncomfortable position. And what I was going to do after I put them on, I was going to prop up my tripod so I could literally show y'all. But I was literally like a mummy for an hour because I just didn't want to move or mess up anything in the process. And as y'all can see with this one, as I said, this is what, like my 10th time telling you that I messed up on it. This area right here, if I decide, okay, I want to put the, oh, do you see how my wrist just kind of, look at the flick of the wrist? Okay, like it ends up bending. And so when I did that, the little tattoo, little like sleeve that I had here ended up sliding, is the point. But also, again, that's on me. I'm not gonna blame the company because I didn't, you know, put them in the right order. But I will say that as a little tip, now that I've done this process, make sure you plan out where your tattoos are going to be if you decide to put more than one on your body, and then put them in an order that makes sense. So what I mean by that is I would do like my legs first, then my arms, then I would go over and do my hand and then wrist, those parts last. And also So yeah, definitely get yourself in a comfortable position. If I were you, another tip is that I would already be laying down when putting the tattoos on, because having to go from this little seat here where I'm filming to walk over to my bed where I had my Law and Order episode just waiting for me became a bit of a struggle, and I didn't realize it was gonna be that hard for me. So anyways, take note of that. But now it is time for what we've all been waiting for, the final verdict. On the case of Inkbox tattoos versus Kristen. Inkbox has nuts been exposed. Okay, let's talk about it. Okay, so first of all, Inkbox makes me want to get real tattoos. I'm a little bit addicted to this one right here. Why does it look like it's meant to be on my body? It's making too much sense. So I kind of need to calm down. I'm obsessed with it. I absolutely love it. But all my personal opinions aside, besides loving the actual tattoos and how they actually ended up showing up on my skin, I do want to say that Inkbox did what it said it was going to do. Not only did it meet the day-like deadlines, you know, basically Inkbox's word is pretty strong. You know, we can trust them is what I'm feeling like. Also, every single day, I did get up and I did go on a run. I did go and exercise. I sweated profusely, okay? And I obviously wanted to shower afterwards, okay? And then having to go, you know, do basic activities, you're consistently washing your hands, you know, you're making sure that you're keeping yourself clean. And what did it do? They stayed on. And I think that all of that, you know, together in a nice little package makes for a pretty dang good product. So if you're seeing my face or hearing my voice, congratulations, you made it to the end of this video. If you happen to enjoy it, definitely make sure to give it a thumbs up, and also make sure to subscribe to my channel if you're new. I'm going to put my weekly subscriber goal onto the screen, but while I do that, I really want to give a huge shout out again to Inkbox for collaborating with me. And you know, this really did allow me to check off one of my goals for this year, and so I just really appreciate it. So again, thank you, genuinely. And lastly, come back in a couple of weeks to see who we expose next. Court is adjourned.